won't rest until all in the community have the right to breathe. That was the statement released by the NAACP President after the guilty verdict for Derek Chauvin. We reached out to our local NAACP President to get his perspective on the climate of the country and also the outcome of the trial. Joining me now is Robert Clopton Sr. from Zoom in the comfort of his home. Thank you, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you, Lenise. We're glad to be here. Thank you for having us.
You know, my first question is, what did that verdict feel like for you?
Well, I, as so many other Black Americans and people of color, were sitting in anxiety and anticipation because of our Black community has rarely seen a white law enforcement officer held accountable for the murder of an unarmed Black man. After the verdict, how did I feel? I felt that we must go on. I felt that the world had just watched as the jury delivered their decision. Officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty on 3 accounts in the capital murder of George Floyd. That guilty verdict did not prove that everything is all right, but it did prove that the country, our country, still has a pulse.
Activists are hoping that the verdict can spur a larger systemic change, and the president speaking to that as well, saying that may this be the first step towards those different policies that need to be revamped. Locally, police departments have been working to rebuild trust. In your opinion, is that the way forward?
Is that the way forward? Building trust is the way forward. There are no ands, ifs, and buts about it. What we need is true healing. And the true healing will only come with that legislation that protects all communities. It breeds safety and trust and holds our law enforcement accountable to a higher standard. We have had some great dialogues with the Mobile Police Department, Sheriff's Office, DA, etc., as demonstrated with the talk last summer. So there are some steps been taken by local police force and law enforcement to help heal with this healing process.
There is a large swath of the community that doesn't feel as though Black, brown, indigenous people are treated differently by the police. You mentioned healing. With the two separate opinions, how can we heal?
How can we heal? Well, the NAACP, we personally, we are positioned, we will not rest, and we are positioned to continue our efforts to ensure that the deaths of George Floyd, Dante Wright, Breonna Taylor, Senator Bland, and countless others do not go in vain. In order to get that healing, there has to be an end to the horrors of police brutality. We must have a criminal justice system to properly hold law enforcement officials accountable.
What can people do directly? What are some direct steps that they can do in this moment with all of those emotions and put it towards something?
Direct steps that people can do is treat each other as themselves. As Ephesians 2:3 said, it's the only thing I can say. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain content, but in humility, value others as yourselves. And that's what I feel that we all should do.
Thank you so much for lending your voice with us today.
Thank you, Lenise. Good to see you. You have a great day.